Well, y'all hear that? That ain't good. That ain't good. So folks, last video, I changed these lifters, started it up, you heard it, purred like a cat, went out and test drove it, purred like a cat, halfway to work, a couple mornings later when I drove it, started clacking again. Got it to work, left it, hobbled it home, halfway home, it quit clacking, and then it started clacking again. Now, sure sounds, I don't know, I don't know, brand new lifters, I don't know. Did a lifter come, did a fulcrum come out and just get out of the way for a while that was beating it? Is it a rod knock? You'd think if it was a rod knock, it wouldn't come and go. It's either there or it's not, unless it's a spun bearing. I don't know. So we're gonna dig into it. So stay tuned. Okay, folks, what's the plan here? So I have done a little research. There is a slight, and this doesn't make sense to me necessarily, but if there's a bad spark plug or bad coil, it can cause noise. So when this knocking starts, it does run like it's missing. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to pull off all the air stuff, and I'm going to start pulling I'm going to change the spark plugs. I got these Champion, these are Champion Platinums. I got rock auto. They came in late. Didn't get to put them in the last video. So I'm going to do that. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to go ahead and check every coil. These are individual coils on each spark plug. I got two options. I'm going to do a redneck test. I'm going to try that. And then I'm going to go ahead and ohm them. I don't know which, I don't remember which one's primary and secondary, but from end to top, you should be about 6.0. And then from side to side, which is probably secondary, you're supposed to be like 1.3, somewhere in that range. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get all this air stuff tore off again and go ahead and pull the first one, and I'll get y'all in here and show you what I'm doing. Okay? All right, folks, here's the redneck way. Coil pack disconnected. Engine's running pretty smooth, isn't it? Doesn't make sense. Hopefully y'all hook the light terminal to the negative or ground it somewhere, and hopefully you can see this. I got a little spark coming out of there, okay? Let me turn this engine off. You know, you should see a bright blue spark that's jumping way out further, and you don't want to see red. That was white. So, you know, what do you do? So let's go ahead and pull this off now. Well, we know this coil is working. So let's go ahead and pull this off now. There we go. All right, so let's get over here. Let's get over here to the bench. That's like totally neat and organized and looks like a professional works here. Okay, all right. Little Sam's Cola. All right, so ohming. I did use my stethoscope as well, folks. It just doesn't sound like there's a noise coming from the block. All right, so let's ohm this. Let's just for fun, we'll start at 200. We're gonna have to go higher than that, I believe. Hopefully y'all can see that. I'll make sure you get to see it. So, I don't know if that's touching or not. We're gonna find out here in a minute. 2K, let's do 2K. Nothing, 20K. Okay, I don't know that I'm actually touching in there. How am I going to resolve that? How am I going to resolve that? I know how I can resolve it. Give me a second, I'll grab a screwdriver and shove it in there. Hopefully that won't mess up my ohming, but just, let's see. Yeah, there we go. Oh yeah, 7.55. So we're good there. Then we want to ohm between the two terminals here is what I understand. Somebody just pulled up. I'm going to guess that's my daughter coming home from work. You know, it ohms and then it goes away. Let's go down to 2K. Yeah. Come on now, you can do it. Why is that? Let me go up to 200,000. Yeah, something's not right there. Let's see. It jumps up, but then it comes back down. It don't make any sense. It'll hit like 1.9, and then it jumps down to 0. Is that an indication of a bad? That just doesn't make any sense. Tell me what I'm doing wrong, folks. Oh, there we go. 1.2, 1.1. It's good. It's good. Hopefully y'all can. Let me get it back on there. If I can get it back on the sweet spot and hold it. I just want to make sure you guys can see this, so you know I'm not fibbing. Okay. Now it's showing 1.1. Okay. Okay, there we go. 1.4. I can't do it with one hand, folks. Oh, I can. I just got to try harder. Okay. 1.2, 1.1. So we're good. Secondary and primary. So this is good. We're going to pull out the plug. Let's pull out this first plug together. Okay. And yes, we got a little football going on in the background. Dallas and New York are playing. Not New York, Philadelphia. All right. Where would be my spark plug puller upper apparatus thingy majig? I got it in my hand. I'm getting everything ready. And we pulled out, I can't remember what number it was. I think it was number 4, but this is number 2, which we have not had out. So let's see what we got. Now, it is a stretch to believe that this is the problem, either a coil pack or a spark plug. My next step is I'm not going to tear everything out. Excuse me. I'm going to take all the screws loose of the valve cover, pull it up so I can get my fingers in there. I'm going to make sure all the fulcrums are still in place. That would be my next check. If that doesn't produce any results, I may just take this thing out tonight, pack it with something, light it on fire, and send it over a cliff. Because I'm really tired. At 200,000 miles, I'm not really willing to put a whole lot of more money into this. All right, let me grab a pair of needle nose. You think those are long enough? I think they are. And I'm sure they make tools for this kind of stuff. All right, let's see how this looks. Let's see how this looks. Once again, it's not horrible. These are the iridium plugs. And hopefully that's focusing good. Those don't look horrible. But, you know, we're going to go ahead and put in the new plugs. Because you never know. Now, hey. Let's get real redneck. Let's do this. Let's check the spark plugs while we're at it. We might as well, right? We ain't got nothing better to do on a work night. So let me, we're going to do the same thing there. So let's crank her up. Fire in the hole. You know what? Bad choice. That means I got compression. So let's go ahead and put the new spark plug in. That would be the prudent thing to do. Okay, we'll put the new spark plug in. Oh, there, it just went down in there by itself. Let's put the new spark plug in. Okay. I know you guys can't see down in here, but I'm changing the spark plug. Hopefully it, yeah, it looks like it's centered and going in. Yep, let me get the wrench. Where'd y'all put my wrench? Y'all sneak up behind me and move all my stuff. Okay, aluminum, snug, not tight. All right, let's try that again, folks. Let's see what we got here. Still got a lot of racket. All right. Oh, that plug's popping. That's weird though. Of course, I'm gonna wind up blowing something up. Check this out. It's popping up here and in here. That's pretty wild. And of course, when I put an end on it, it pops there too. Anyway, I'm gonna say that spark plug's good. All right. So before we blow up the entire engine here, so we're gonna say that number 224681357. We're gonna say that this one is good, and I'm just gonna keep working my way through. If I run into a problem, I'll bring you back in. You've seen one, I'm gonna do the same thing across the board. And I'll bring you back when I'm done or when I find a problem. All right, folks, I've gone through, ooh, I didn't hook that one up right there. That ain't good, that's no bueno. Okay, all those are secured, 1, 2, 3, 4. Spark plugs are changed. These are the spark plugs that came out of there. No, I mean, nothing, those actually look pretty good for as many miles as I got on them. I went in and took the serpentine belt off, and I'm not worrying about this side. The noises clearly come from the other side. And of course it's still clicking even with the serpentine belt off. I don't want to run it too long like that, but see, well, I don't think you guys can really hear, but it's definitely coming. And I'm gonna tell you, I can feel it. I can feel it in there. So, guess what we got to do, folks? I don't know if I got a drop valve. I don't know. But, boy, I'm hating life right now. So here, you know, the bottom line is all this is gonna have to. I just even if I run it, I need to run it. Even if something's not there, I need to run it. If something's not wrong with the fulcrum, I need to run it to see if there's, and check the valves or anything. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that cover off. I'm gonna try to get it done tonight. We're in the Dallas-Philadelphia Thursday night football game is in a rain delay, so I got at least an hour. So anyway, we'll be back, folks. Okay, folks, well, I don't have a solution. So I've been running it, and I'm gonna run it for you. I took out every one of the fulcrum. I took a fulcrum out, I ran it. I took and put it back in. I took a fulcrum out. So it can't be a valve. I don't think it's any of the, where the cam is there, I'm sure there's a cam bearing in there. I don't hear the noise coming out of there. It's so difficult to really discern where the noise. I don't think it's coming from the timing chain. If I hear it, it may be internal. It may be because when I put the stethoscope down in here, I can still hear it. Or, you know, I need to think about flywheel and torque converter. Maybe I got an issue down there. I don't know. Here's what I do know. I'm going to start it up, let y'all hear it. And the weird thing is it's mind-boggling. It's almost intermittent. Now it doesn't sound as strong. It's still there. It's still strong. Yeah, I just can't figure that butt liquor out. So, ain't no sense in running it anymore. So what am I going to do? Tomorrow, either at lunchtime or after work, I'm going to go buy some Lucas engine restorer, rebuilder. I'm going to pour it in there and see if that makes a difference. If it does make a difference, then we obviously have a bearing problem, and we'll just run it until it locks up. Okay. If not, we'll continue to look into other options. So I'll buy that tomorrow. It'll be a second for you, but we'll get back on this tomorrow night. See ya. All right, folks, we're back. Man, so here's what we know. You saw just a couple seconds ago, the fulcrums, the lifters, we got no problem on the upper side of the heads. So we did a little research. We got a couple options here. What could be making that racket? Here's the problem. I hear the same exact racket on different videos on 4.7s, and it's, oh, I'm 100% sure it's the rod knock. I had it and we fixed it. Oh, I'm 100% sure a valve seat, a steel valve seat came loose out of a aluminum head and that's making that noise. Or it's the timing chain tensioner. So I'm kind of going through the process of elimination. So I'm down to three options that I see. Number one, we're going to put a borescope in the cylinders here and see what we got. And number two, before I tear the front part of the engine off, we're going to try some Lucas heavy-duty oil stabilizer. And if that makes the knocking go away, then one would think that possibly it is a rod knocking, because this should not make the timing chain tensioner quit clacking, okay? Because it's clacking because the hydraulic tensioner thing doesn't tension anymore. It's just in there slapping around. The timing chain guide's slapping around. And it's difficult with with the way these intakes are. The intake being plastic, figuring out where that noise is coming from, it's like an echo chamber. It's so difficult. So anyway, this stuff will run you about 16 bucks. They don't claim that it's good for rod knock, but everybody else does. So there you go. All right, so let me try to get you in here. I've pulled the plugs and coil packs again. I should be working on this, but I'm working on this. All right, so, well, immediately you can see some cross hatching in there. So, the problem is the way the spark plug holes go straight down and they're canted on the head. I just can't see everything. But I can tell you that I don't see any evidence. I need you guys to be seeing this. I don't see any evidence. I can't even see the whole piston the way everything's angled, okay? I don't see evidence of any parts in there. Now, let me grab, I've got this little mirror. It's not a 180 mirror, but it is definitely a mirror. Let me get this screwed on here. Okay. I'm trying to see it through the GoPro when I should just be looking at it. Come on now. This is supposed to be easy. I've done it like 10 times already. There we go. Okay. So if you twist this around enough, you can kind of see one of the valves. Let me get it. Let you guys watch that. Let me get it in here. Okay. Now those are the threads. Now there you go. To me, that's a valve right there. And hopefully you guys can see that okay. And don't see any issues there. Plus, I don't see any evidence of any metal seats that have come loose. And to be honest with you folks, I didn't see evidence in any one of these, so I'm not going to waste any more of your time there. So what am I going to do? We thought we had this fixed with the lifters, then the ticking came back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get all this put back together again, because I shouldn't have to take that valve cover off again unless I have to pull the head. If I have to pull the head, I might just blow this thing up or set it on fire and run off a cliff, like I said. But we're gonna, well, let's save our battery on this. I'm gonna get it put back together, get out my little stethoscope, do a little more probing up front, see if I can hear the tick, because it sure sounds like it's coming back there, but kind of like a torn muscle in your, let me show you all this once. Just like pain transcends, right? So a couple years ago, I knew for sure, no doubt in my mind, because of the pain, I'd torn my bicep. Well, there was a cyst in my shoulder and the pain was radiating. So I think that's possibly what we got going on here. The pain, the noise is radiating through this echo chamber of the intake and the engine block. So I'm going to try to zero in a little bit, and then I'm going to get you all back, and we're going to pour in this Lucas heavy duty oil stabilizer, and we're going to stabilize the engine and see if that makes the knot go away. If that makes the knot go away, we're done. We're just going to run it until it locks up, and then I'll scrap it. I've gotten, a lot of good miles out of this Durango. It's been a good vehicle to me, but I'm not going to invest a bunch more money into it. If it doesn't fix the sound, then I'm going to end the video, and we're going to rip into the front of this and look at the timing tensioner. Okay? So be back in just a second. All right, folks, I got all this back together. Here's what I'm going to do, because I want to demonstrate. There's so much hanky-panky going on in the world of YouTube and online. This thing is still sealed. I want to demonstrate that, and it is the Lucas Heavy Duty Oil Stabilizer. But I want you to hear this. Let me set this over here so I don't spill it. All right, got everything back together. I want to start it. I want you to see the oil pressure. All right, there's the oil pressure. It's coming up right there. It's going to go up to about that line there, well, there it is, nonetheless. Okay. I drained out about a quart of oil so we can add this. And now you can hear that ticking isn't real loud right now. How is that even doggone possible? Now, got some oil burning off where I was running this with the valve cover off. Look at there. Doesn't matter, folks. I'm still putting this stuff in. So let's shut her off. Check that oil pressure. See how, yep, there it is. It climbed all the way up there to that mark. So, all right, let's shut this off. All right, now it's not ticking again. See? How is that? If it was a rod knocking, if a rod come knocking, you'd think, unless it was a spun bearing that's spinning and spinning back, I don't know. So, but nonetheless, this stuff isn't going to hurt. Okay? Now, if you think it's going to hurt, you can scream. Please scream in the comments. So anyway, bottles unclosed. We're going to put in this whole quart. And these things never work, right? That's why God invented pocket knives right there. Okay, there we go. Now this stuff's probably going to be, yeah, it is. It's thick as honey. I can already feel it on my thumb. Now, can I get it in there? As thick as it is, it shouldn't be any problem. I'm just going to have to sit here and Goop it in. Don't know any good dad jokes. Ain't heard any lately. Had a good time last night. Went out to the, we have a local minor league baseball team, the Northwest Arkansas Travelers. They lost to the, it's a Cardinals. Let's see, our Northwest Arkansas, I gotta let that seep in there a little bit. It's getting too full. The Travelers are a Kansas City Royals, farm league, minor league, whatever you want to call it. And the St. Louis team that was in is part of the St. Louis Cardinals, as I recollect. Anyway, we lost 4-2, but it was family night. A gentleman at church had given us 15 free tickets. Thank you, Brother Ken. And we took out a group of teens and some adults, and we had a good time. Had fireworks because it was family night. This is their last home spread, and had a really good time. Got a little chilly, which is fine because it's been so hot, and had a spectacular time. I put the serpentine belt back on as well because we want to bring this up to operating temperature, and I do not want it to overheat. And we're getting there. This boy, I tell you what, folks, it's literally thick as honey. You can see it. It's dripping down in there. It's draining down in there. I got oil everywhere on the floor and everything because when I ran with these valve covers off, I tried. Didn't do a very good job, but did a cleanup. Let that seep down in there. There we go. We're about the end of this, folks. It is goopy. So why this video? Why am I not working on these old cars? Well, this is reality. This vehicle, you know, it's not like I got little kids in school anymore and we have one vehicle. I could drive the Ford F-250. I could, you know, the 1970. I could drive the 68 Chrysler if I had to. Heck, if it was an emergency, I'd drive this thing with no windshield to the hospital if I had to. It's a matter of convenience. And I'm not going to have another car payment, folks. That's all there is to it. I'm done with car payments in my life. I am done with stupid tax. I'm not saying that car payments are evil. You know, there's a time and a place for everything. I'm just at that point in my life where I ain't doing it no more. So I could build a car. You know, you go out and buy a brand new truck, spend $50,000, $60,000, $70,000. Doggone, 10 grand, I could build a nice vehicle, you know. So, all right, that's in there. Let's crank it up, bring it up to temperature. Now, folks, this is what I've been dealing with. I want you to, you said here, you heard it a while ago when I had everything, you heard it knocking when I started this video. I haven't done anything mechanical. I've just tested stuff. So now it's not knocking as bad as it was. So let's go ahead and try to bring this up to operating temp and see what we got. Oh, yeah, I'll check the fluid level later. The oil. We'll check that oil pressure in a second here too, but now it's not going to run perfect with this off here, obviously. But anyway, you can hear that sucking noise. It's starting to idle down, what you'd expect. I can still hear, you guys, I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to take the microphone off because I want you to hear back in here. There is still something cooking in here. It sure sounds like a lifter, but it's not. coming from the top. Let's take a look at the oil pressure real quick. See if anything significantly changed there. I would expect that it does not, and it didn't. It's exactly where it was previously. I'll give her a little juice here in a minute, but what else? I mean, right now, I drive it down the road, but doggone, it's going to start knocking again. If it doesn't start knocking again, I don't know. I don't know. You guys, let's hear some stuff in the comments, because I'm going to have to get out and drive this thing. Let's see. Don't worry about this smoke. That's oil that came out of there. It'll burn off. Water pump sounds good. I just don't hear anything at the front that would indicate that it's timing chain slap, but once again, that sound can transcend down the engine. Let's see if what our temp's at. All right, that's about 2,500 RPM. And you can see all that burning off the exhaust down there. So don't worry, once again, don't be freaking out about smoke. I'll let you see it. It's all that oil that's seeped down in there on the exhaust manifold for the burn off. I don't know. All right, folks. We are going to wrap this video. This is, you know, this is kind of got the little Scooby-Doo thing going on. Was it Mr. Smith? Or was it, oh, Mr. Johnson? You know, that did the whoop-de-doo there on Scooby-Doo. I don't know. We're going to have to, whoo, that smoke's burning off. Let me shut this off, because there's nothing... nothing cataclysmic going on here. Temperature's coming up, no problem. And the oil pressure is up there where we'd expect it to be. So anyway, if I get out and drive this thing, maybe I'll give you an update later on down the road. If I get out there and drive it and there's no problems, maybe I'll give you an update down the road. If it starts it again, I'm going to wind up pulling the front part of the engine to get to that timing chain. It is a dual overhead cam, so I got 3 chains. We'll dig into that next, but other than that, hopefully the next video we'll get back on. You guys haven't seen, I did a video on taking the windshield out, and I'm going to pull out the interior. We're going to get back to work on this beast over here. Got a lot of F-250 stuff coming. We need to finish up. We got a wet sand and clear coat that 68 Chrysler because of the wipe on clear coat fiasco. But other than that, everything's Jim Dandy. So thank y'all for watching. Please like, please subscribe, please share, and please be blessed. Hey folks, you thought this was the end of the video, didn't you? The knocking's back. Can you hear it? Tick, 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 tick. There you go. So, you know what? It's back here. It's not up in the front. So this engine may be done. Just wanted to give you a you thought the video was done update, because when I ended last night, when I said goodbye to y'all, couldn't hear the ticking. Now I went out and test drove it. It's back. So probably pretty good excuse to buy a Mustang, don't you think?